with respect to the HANA views, attribute views, analytical views, and calculation views.
Right.
Inside the calculation views, we have discussed graphical and script calculation views, right?
Right.
Now, we have done with our modeling part. Okay.
Okay.
Now we are in the position to create our own models, and we can show that models to the reporting layer. Okay. Here, one more concept in HANA is like data provisioning. The data provisioning is really comes into the place when we are trying to load some kind of data into the HANA system. As HANA database is in-memory database, any one of the source should be there to provide the data to the HANA system. Okay. So, to provide the data to the HANA system, we are following this data provisioning methods. When it comes to data provisioning method, the simple architecture of the data provisioning is like this. Here we have the source system, and we have the SAP HANA database. Through this data replication methods, we have couple of data replication methods. Through these replication methods, we can load the data into the HANA database from our source system. The source system may be the SAP ERP, Oracle system, flat file, any kind of system we have. With this data replication methods, we can load our traditional database into the in-memory database.
Right.
Okay. On that database, in-memory data, we can do our modeling part, then we can do our reporting. Okay. Coming to this methods, here we have the mainly we have 4 kind of methods to replicate the data from to the SAP HANA database from the source systems. The first most is the flat file upload. The second one is the trigger based replication, which is also called the real-time replication. Third one is the ETL based replication, and fourth one is the extraction based replication. Okay, there we will discuss on the DXC concepts. These are the 4 kind of replications. Whether we can load the data from the flat files, or we can load the data through the trigger based, or ETL based, or extraction based. 4 kind of replication methods we have. We'll look one by one.
Okay.
Those things. Okay. The 4 kind of replication methods we have. For each 4 kind of replication method, we have corresponding approaches. For example, if we take the flat file loading, this loading we can achieve with the flat files. Okay. And also we have trigger based loading. The trigger based loading we can achieve with the system landscape transformation or SAP landscape transformation. This is the SLT. This is the replication, one of the replication method for the SAP, which will load the data in the real time through the trigger based mechanism. Okay. And also we have one more replication method is called ETL replication. The ETL replication we can achieve with the BODS concepts. Okay.
Yeah.
And also one more replication method is extraction replication. The extraction replication we can achieve with the DXC, direct extraction connection. Okay.
Okay.
One by one we will see. The flat file upload replication, I think we have already seen this replication method.
Yeah.
We need to select the import source, select the target system, select the file from the upload, and so on. Okay.
Right.
This one we have already done.
Correct.
Yes. Now, coming to the trigger based replication, the trigger based replication we can achieve with the SLT. SLT is a replication server which will load the data from the source system to the target system, that is our HANA system, in real-time basis. Okay. In real time, it will load source system data into the target system. Okay. Here we have two kinds of approaches. One is our source is SAP system, or else our source is non-SAP system. Okay. In both cases, it will support. For SAP system and non-SAP system, it will support for the trigger-based replication. Okay. If you take this diagram, here I have my source system, I have my replication server, and my SAP database. Okay. Here, this LT replication server may be the different system, or we can place this system within our source system also, if our source system is SAP system only. Okay. If our source system is SAP system, that means ERP system, we can include this LT replication mechanism also within our source system. If it is not our SAP source system, we should place this LT replication separately to do our trigger-based replication. Okay. In either cases, we can do for the SAP system. Either we can maintain separate system for the source, separate system for the LT replication server. Okay. We can maintain the architecture like this. Okay. For example, here, if you see the building blocks within this source system, okay, how this mechanism will happen. For example, I have my source system, that is the ERP system. In ERP system, my sales document has updated. Okay, that means one of my table within the SAP will be has been updated with one entry. For example, if I take the VBAK, that is a sales document to table, that is a standard table within the SAP ERP. Whenever the user or the end user places the transaction, the corresponding transaction will be placed into the VBAK table. Okay. So once that particular application related table has filled with one transaction, in SAP system, within this SAP system, there will be one DB trigger will trigger. Okay. Once this database trigger is happen, it will place the application table, whatever the updated record is there, that record will be placed in the logging tables. Okay. Once these logging tables are filled, the read model will read the logging table, and through the RFC connection, it will place the particular entry into the write model or models. Okay. Within the control model, it will do its internal transactions, and finally, through the write model, it will place that particular record into the HANA database through the DB connection. If you observe here, I have RFC connection. I have my RFC connection between my SAP system and LT replication system. When it comes to the connection between the LT replication server and HANA database is the DB connection. Okay. Here we need to check this RFC connection and DB connection. Okay. So, yes, yeah. Go ahead.
We are talking about first we are talking about first SAP based system, correct?
Yes, yes.
So you mentioned that this application server should be installed on the same system where the source is, correct?
Yes, yes. If my source is SAP system, I can place this LT replication server within my source system, or else I can maintain the separate system as the LT replication. I have
Okay.
two options. Yes. If my source is a non-SAP system, I should maintain one separate LT replication server.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah. You understood this. I think you understand this point, right? To DB trigger.
I got it.
Yeah. Whenever the application server table is created, automatically DB trigger will happen, and the particular application table entries will be placed in the login table.
So it will only update the changes which has happened in those tables, or it's going to do the whole database?
Only the updates, whatever the updates are there for a particular time, those will be placed. Okay?
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. And yeah, here we can see this mechanism separately. The read module will be play the crucial role in this source system. Same concept, DB trigger will happen, login table will fill, and through this read module from the RFC connection, it will go to the control mechanism, then write module. Okay, this is the normal mechanism of the SLT LT replication. Okay, trigger based replication.
SLT is pretty popular, right?
Yes, yes. Okay. Now let us see the architecture or landscape of the non-SAP source based system. If my system is non-SAP source system, I need to maintain this read module within the LT replication server only. Okay. Here, if you observe, the read module will be there in the source system if my system is a SAP system. Here if I observe, when my system is non-SAP system, my read module should be there in the LT replication server. Why? Why we are placing this read module within this LT replication server?
Because
Why? Because yeah.
I think there might be some proprietary files or proprietary linkage between the read module and
Yes.
and the SAP source.
Yes, exactly, Fahim. Why? Because all these read module, control module and write modules are the ABAP based programs. So to run these ABAP based programs, the system should be SAP system, right? So that's the reason why my LT replication server is the SAP system. So that's the reason why my ABAP programs will run on my SAP system only. So I need to place my ABAP based programs and ABAP based modules within my SAP system. Why? Because the non-SAP system will not understand this ABAP program coding. Okay. So as these are the ABAP interfaces, the read module, write module, control modules are placed in the LT replication server. So here if you observe, the interfaces are changed. For non-SAP system to LT replication, if you see in the previous diagram, we are maintaining the RFC connection.
Right.
But here we are maintaining the DB connection. Okay. Through this DB connection only, the system will communicate with the LT replication if it is a non-SAP source system based. The mechanism is same. The triggering basis will be from the LT replication server. The first triggering base is from the read module. It will check the DB connection. Once this log files is filled, the read module will read those log tables and place those into the control modules, and then write module will place the corresponding entries into the SAP HANA system. This is the same concept with the different diagrams. Okay. Now Here we are talking about this SAP LT replication. How we are using it in our HANA Studio. Oh, what happened? Where is the our touch point within the HANA Studio? We can see this the replication mechanism within the HANA modeler perspective. Okay, the modeler perspective, we can see this mechanism. Here, if you observe, data provisioning is there, right?
Right.
This is the data provisioning method. There, I can select my system and finish. When I select my system, I can see my source system. I can see my SLT setup here. Okay.
That is SAP based.
Yes, yes. This is the SAP based system. SAP based LT replication system. Okay. SLT replication server ID ER7. On this system, this one has built. Okay.
So you
Here,
use
yeah.
SLT to transfer the tables from one schema to the other schema?
No, not one schema to other schema. It is useful for the one system to other system. I have my SAP system tables in my transaction data. Within my SAP system, my transactions are happening daily. I want to see that transactions as a real-time replication and as a real-time reporting. So I need to set up this LT replication server. Whenever some postings are happen there in my SAP system, immediately that posting will be there in my HANA system tables. So that I can use that immediate use that real-time based data into my reports. Okay. Here, when we observe, here I have my system source system name. Okay. My target is SLT ECC23. This is the schema where I placed all my table related LT replication server into my SLT underscore ECC23 schema.
Okay.
Okay. And if you observe, here I have couple of tables DD02L, DD0L8L, GD02T. Whenever I start my LT replication, these three tables will be filled first of all as a default one. Okay. I have set up my LT replication with my HANA system. Whenever I set up my LT replication and start that program, all these three tables will be filled as a first instance. Why? Because all these three tables are related to the metadata tables. Okay, whatever the metadata and information there in my SAP system, all metadata information come through these tables. Okay.
So those are standard tables, right? For every schema, there will be these tables.
Every SLT schema. Okay.
Yes.
Whenever,
I said it
yeah,
incorrectly.
yes, yes.
Okay.
So here I'm doing the loading on SF flight, and I have set up the replication on SF flight table. This is the example table within the SAP system. I want to see this data and I want to do the real-time replication on this table. So I have put this, I can select this table and like this. For example, I want to load one of the table from SAP. So I can go ahead and search for the table as client. So I have a couple of tables with SAP name. I can add this and finish. Whenever I finish that one, this loading will happen automatically. Okay. As this SAP HANA user does not have this schema, we are unable to see this loading mechanism. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So like this, we can start our loadings, and also we can start our replication. For example, I want to replicate the one of the table. For example, if I take the ZS flight, this replication will happen continuously. Whenever some posting has happened at SAP system, that posting will immediately replicated into the corresponding table. Okay. Let
Oh,
us
okay.
see this. Yeah. Let us see this schema. SLT.
So you are bringing the tables from this schema and where you are loading them.
Yeah. Let me open that one. SLT.
There it is, at the bottom. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. I have my SAP client. This kind of data will be there in my SAP system. So it bring all this data. Okay. The loading will happen in transaction system, right? Why? Because this is my one of the transaction table. That table will load in my transaction system. That means my ECC system. Okay. Whenever my ECC system feed with some data, the particular new records which are entered into the particular time, those new records will immediately replicate into my HANA table. This is the mirror of that transaction data table.
Okay.
Whatever operations happen there in my transaction system, immediately those will replicate into my HANA table. Why? Because I have put this as the replication mechanism. If you observe this one, this is the action is stated as replicate. Okay. This is the here we can do our data replication, data provisioning through the HANA Studio for the SLT replication. Let me go to the next slide. Okay. Here we can see what are the choose data provisioning to the launch SAP HANA modeler. There we can select either one of these options. Here we have lot of buttons. One is load button, replicate, stop replication, suspend, and all these things.
Right.
What are these things actually? What are these things? If I want to load data, entire data, for example, I have my table in my SAP system. At a first instance, I want to load all this data, right? Why? Because I want to move all my business data into the HANA system. So
Right.
when I want to operate on the table, first of all, I need to bring all that available data into the HANA system.
Right.
So for first instance, we need to do the load. At that time, whatever the data within the particular table, all data will be there in the HANA system. Once my load happen, whatever the data, whatever the current data will be there in my target system, all data will be there in my HANA system. Once my load happened, I will go for the replicate. Once my load happen, I will go for the replicate to do the real-time replication. So, for example, initially I have 1000 records in my table. All 1000 records bring into my HANA table. Whenever 1001 record placed in the SAP system, the additional one record will be come to the HANA system instead of the 1001. Why?
Okay.
Because the 1000 are already loaded into the system. Okay. Here it will maintain the delta replication. Delta mechanism will happen here. Whatever the new records are there, those will be replicated into the corresponding table.
So what
Okay.
happens if a record is updated?
That update will also happen. If this record is updated,
Right.
that means some transaction is completed there in HANA system. So for application table, that is the kind of update record or new record. All the update records are new records, all the reversals, all these are the kind of update. So whenever some particular record is changed, the DB will trigger the trigger. Okay, whatever the operation there it is, it does not matter. Whatever the whenever some record is updated or inserted or deleted, the DB trigger will happen on the application table.
Right.
Okay. Once the DB trigger happen, the application data, the new or updated record will be there in the logging table. Once this logging table placed with some data or some records, the read module will read that and replicate into the HANA system. Okay. So we discussed load and replicate mechanism. Here I have three more options. Let me show this screenshot. We can understand clearly. Okay. This is the mechanism we have discussed now. How we can select the table, how we can place that as a replicate or load. You'll see this one. Okay. Here I have three options, right? One is the stop, suspend, and stop replication, suspend, and resume.
Right.
Let me give this one example. I have my table with the replication, with the action as the replication. That means in certain intervals the data will be loaded into the system, HANA system. Whenever I click on that stop replication method, the stop replication button, what will is all my DB trigger and also the logging table data will be removed at the source system level.
Okay.
So whatever the transaction are happen in the source system, that will be restricted to the application table only. The updated records will not be there in the logging table. So finally what will happen, as there is no logging tables data, my read module will not work, right? My read module will not recognize that logging table.
Right.
So my replication will not happen. Even though some transactions are happening in source system, as DB trigger and logging table are not there, I didn't get any signal from the source system. So my HANA database will not replicate that particular table. This is the signal point, right? DB trigger. Then only the log table will fill. Then only the read module will know some data is there in the logging table. So
Right.
it will trigger and it will do its action. Okay. Whenever stop replication happen, the DB trigger and logging table will be removed. Okay. So entire replication will be stopped at that time. Second option is suspend replication. If I click on suspend replication, my connection between SAP LT replication server and SAP source system, the connection will be broken temporarily. Whatever the replications are happened, whatever the transactions are happened in the applications table, the DB trigger will happen automatically. The corresponding data will be there in the logging table. Okay.
Right.
It will load the data and keep it there only. Why? Because there is no interface between my LT replication and source system. So all the data will be there in the login table only.
Yeah.
As there is no interface between these two systems, my read module will not work. So all data will be piled up here only. Whenever I want to pick all the data, previous data, I can use my resume replicate. That is the third button, resume replication. If I click on resume replication, the connection between the interface between source system and LT replication will establish. Whatever the data in login table will replicate into the HANA system. Okay.
But you
These are
mentioned
the,
that
yes,
this read module is located on the SAP source system. So
yes,
if there is a change happening in one of the tables, then it will be replicated to that module. So my question was that this read module will be still on the SAP source system, but you are
yes.
not showing it that here.
No. The read module is still there in SAP replication system.
Okay.
Or if my SAP replication and source system are the SAP system, I can place this replication server within my SAP system also. Okay.
Okay.
So connection between the read module, if my replication server and SAP system is in the same system, if both are there in the same system, the interface between login table and read module will broken when I click on the suspend.
Okay. I got it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. These are the significance of 3 buttons. Based on requirement, we can use these mechanisms. Okay.
Okay.
Now let us see. This is the one. Okay. Somewhere I have placed. Let me show one more screenshot, as we don't have the permission to see that system. Why? Because the replication SLT is already established.
Yes.
Somewhere I have placed the screenshot. Okay. Let me show that thing. I have some. Not this one. The configuration part we will see.
Okay.
Actually, I have captured this one. I don't understand where it is gone. I have put configuration heading and capture this one. Yes, this one. This is the configuration part. Here, the configuration part will happen like this. Where it is? Yeah. Sorry. Yes. Here within my replication server, I can do this operation. Like, for example, here is my ECC system. In our landscape, my ECC system and my LT replication server are placed in the same system. Okay, within my ECC system only. To do this replication mechanism and to do the SLT configuration, we need to go for the transaction code like LTR. Okay.
Okay.
Landscape transformation.
Okay.
When I click this one, as we have some problems with this other administration problems, we are unable to see. When I click this one, I will get this screen, the same screen. Okay, I will get this screen. There, I can create my new replication. Okay, I can create my new replication system. Okay, so here I can give my configuration name. The configuration name what we have seen in the our HANA Studio. This one. This information. Yes. This is information. I can give it in. Okay. I can give as the configuration name. Second, I can select the application. Okay.
Okay.
And also we can select the number of data transfer jobs. By default, the most of the SAP LT replication servers mention as the 10 as the data transfer jobs. Okay. At a time, 10 jobs will work on the data transfer tables. Okay. So we can limit the, we can mention the threshold here. By default is the 10, and also we can select the kind of source system, whether it is SAP system or non-SAP system. As my system is SAP system, I can select this SAP system. If I select this SAP system, what is the interface between SAP system and LT replication system? If my system is, my source system is SAP, what is the interface between my source system and LT replication system? Here,
Yes.
I have RFC, right? RFC connection is the interface between my source system. If my source system is SAP system,
Right.
the RFC connection should be there between my source system and my replication server. So that's the reason why this RFC destination will come automatically. If I select a non-SAP system, the DB destination will come automatically. Okay? Why? Because between the non-SAP system and LT replication system, I have only one interface is called DB connection. Okay? Based on this choice, the corresponding fields will be changed. As I have selected SAP system, RFC destination has come. So here I can mention different options, and also I can give my HANA system details, the username and password, HANA host, and here I can select the replication options, whether it is real-time replication, scheduled by interval replication, scheduled by time replication. Whatever the options I need, I can select. Here, if I give the username, for example, I have given the username is like HANA user.
Right.
If I give the HANA user, the target schema will be come as the HANA user. Okay. At the time of replication configuration, the administrator has given SLT underscore ECC23. Okay. That's the reason why the whatever the replication tables are there, those tables will place in this SLT underscore ECC23 schema. Okay. This is the configuration method. We need to how we need to establish the replication server for to read the data from the source system to the HANA system. Okay.
Okay.
This is the concept. As it is the basis concept, we can't go in depth, and also we don't have access for this checking this one. I'm trying to create one replication system, but we don't have any access. It is the purely administrator task. But better we have some knowledge on that replication, LT replication. Now we can say what are the interfaces are there, what kind of connections are there between the different systems, what are the main components within the replication, and what are the main components within the source system. These are the important interview questions will come. Okay, what is the purpose of read module and all these things. Okay, this is the LT replication concept.
So while you are going through it, when you say that we don't have access, do you mean that the initial access to configure the SLT for this particular machine?
Yes.
Right?
To
But
configure the SLT machine. Yes.
this is already been configured, so we can use this to replicate the data from anywhere we want.
Yes.
Okay.
We can use it to replicate the data.
Okay.
For that one, we need to request here we have SLT underscore ECC 23 as the schema.
Right.
Okay. To work on the schema, my user should have privilege on that schema. My user is a HANA user. If I check this object privileges, I don't have SLT underscore ECC schema in this my privileges. Right?
You're right.
I don't have SLT underscore ECC. If I check it in alphabetical order, that should be there between these, right? That schema has not yet assigned to my user. So that's the reason why, even though I try to replicate one of the table, it is not replicated into the system. If I select like this, if I have access for that schema, one table should be here.
Right.
Okay, and start the replication or start the loading. So as of now, my user unable to replicate or load the data. To do that one, we need that schema privileges. Then only we can access a couple of tables.
So this table that you have, ZS flight and ZS flight 1,
Yes.
tables are in the schema, and you
Yes.
are saying that the
Yes.
little clarification that we are using this data, we are bringing the data into the ECC23, or we are taking it out of ECC23. Based on this, we are bringing it in.
Yes, we are bringing this data into the ECC. I didn't get to. Can you repeat once?
Yeah. Okay. In this scenario, what is the source and what is the destination?
Yeah, the source is ECC system. The source
Okay.
is, let me show this one, ZS flight, right?
Right.
We will go into the ECC system. This is my ECC system. SAP Bo 1, SAP 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay.
Here I have transaction code like SC16. to view the tables, right? Okay, I have this table. Oh, I want to check this content. Number of entries are 397. Let me show this. How many records are there in my table?
It's 397. It says at the top.
Yes, yes. Okay. VBLN pattern. This is the different table. This is not a standard table. This is G table. We check this one. This is a G table.
Right.
We are checking the standard table. Let
Oh,
me check the G table. This is the standard table. Actually, S flight is the standard table. Whenever there is a G or Y is there in front of table name, that is the user created table within the HANA, within the SAP, right? The SAP comes with the standard tables. Here I have 7 entries. What are the entries are there? The 7 entries are replicated here also. This table they are using for the replication.
okay. So we are copying from ECC 23 schema to this destination table on the other. I'm a
No,
little.
no,
Yeah.
no. Yes, yes. Let me clarify. I have my source system. Okay.
Right.
My source system is SAP ECC system. Okay.
Okay.
In my SAP ECC system, I have couple of tables, business related tables.
Right.
Okay. I want to bring all my business related data into my HANA system to do my modeling and to do my reporting. So my first option is LT replication method is one of my option. I have gone through the LT replication method and
Right.
I have done my configurations between my SAP ECC system and my HANA system. Okay. So when I completed with my configuration, I have some requirement, right? This particular table I want to replicate. I want this particular table's data into my HANA system so that I can start my modeling. So at the time of loading, I can select any one of the table from the ECC system. So here in this case,
You
here in
s-
this case,
you selected the Z flight.
yes, here in this case, I have selected G flight is my business required table. I have selected this one. Once I have done this loading, the corresponding table will be placed in this target schema. At the time of configuration, I have given one schema, right? The username.
Right.
The username internally called as the schema within the HANA. Why? Because whenever I have created one user, for that user, one separate schema will create it automatically. So in HANA, the user is internally called as the schema. So even though in configurations, I didn't mention any schema here. In configuration step, I didn't mention any schema.
Right.
Just I have given my username.
Correct.
So as that user having the schema, the corresponding table will be placed into that schema.
We
Okay,
can
that
choose.
is in order. Yes.
Okay, I see it. I see it. I understand.
Yeah. Okay. Next one is, so this is the LT replication concept. Next, Next one is second, we have discussed two replications as of now, plant file replication and SLT replication.
Right.
Now we are discussing on ETL replication. The
Okay.
ETL replication we can approach to the BODS system. The BODS can access the data from the different source systems, and also it will do the data profiling, data quality, and also metadata management. So you name it any kind of source system, the BODS will bring that data into the repository of this BODS, and also it can place the particular data into the any kind of target system. Okay.
So it can bring from any source and it can load any target. It doesn't matter.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So this is the simple diagram. This is data services. We can call this the BODS, business objects data services.
Correct.
So we will call it BODS. Here these are the different systems. Now we will see the mechanism. Okay. I have different kinds of source systems. We are talking about my target is HANA. As we are working on the HANA system,
Right.
always I am trying to bring my source system data into my HANA.
Right.
So my target system is fixed, that is SAP HANA. So I have different source system. One is the ERP system, one is BW system, and another one is any kind of SQL system or flat file, any kind of system. So I can bring all this data into the SAP data services. For every SAP data services or BODS system, we have one repository. Okay.
Right.
Within that repository, the particular data will be placed first of all as the temporary basis. Okay. Once some transformations, why you are bringing this data into the HANA system, there should be some transformation will be there, right?
Right. Right.
For example, we can do all these transformations within this BODS system.
Yeah.
Once all my transformations are done, I can start my job. That means I can start my batch job. Once I have started my batch job, whatever the data are there in the source system will bring into my target system. Okay.
Right.
The simple flow. Here the important concept is repository. This is for the temporary purpose to hold the intermediate data and place that data into the target system, target table. And there are a couple of servers will be work behind this BODS system. The servers will be there in the again in the CMC, our BO system. If you observe in CMC system, we can see one of the services called the BODS data services service is there. Okay. And the designer and management console. In designer, we can design our jobs. Within that, we can do our modeling, the flow kind of data flow. What is the source, or what kind of transformation I need to apply, and what is the target. All these design part will be there in the designer within the data BODS. And also we have management console. In this management console, we can see how the jobs are running, and also we can schedule the jobs. By this time, the job should be start like this. Okay, this is the simple overview on that one. Let us take here our the source system database. Within this designer, I can design my job, and through this job server, I can run my job and place my data into my HANA system. Okay. First, we will see one simple example how we can load data from the BODS to HANA system. the LT concept is okay, right, Fahim?
Yes, yes, I'm clear with it. I'm getting in better in understanding with
Yeah.
time.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Uh, Let me take.
Scrolling through, when who gives the permissions to any user to do the a certain job? It has to be administrator, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes, Fahim.
So we need to
Admission.
ask the administrator, I mean in the company, hey, Suresh, I want to get these permission, and then they will process it and then grant.
Yes. Yes. Based on our job role, they will give the permissions. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, in certain cases, the team lead should manage all his team members' details. That
Right.
case, he may have user permissions. Okay. Usually, the administrator only having this user and role permissions. Based on hierarchy level, they can give this permissions to the team leads also.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, what will get? Let us take this schema.
What schema you want to do?
In HANA user schema, we will bring some data. We will bring some data. Where it is.
You can try. I saw one schema, Ali, ALI, that only has one table in it.
Yeah. No. We will use our HANA user schema. Why? Because we have access for this HANA user schema only, and also we have these user details and
Okay.
so that we need to enter this user ID and password at the BODS level.
Oh, I
So
see.
I will use yes. I have one table here. Let me uh, what table?
So in order for us to do this, don't you think we will have the same level of permissions on the sales order and rental work schema?
Yes.
I mean,
We should
HANA
have that.
user have to have those rights.
Yeah, we should have that uh, for adventure per
Works.
schema per schema. Either we should add that schema into our user, HANA user,
Right.
or else we can create one more user with the adventure workbooks. The better one is we need to add that schema into our HANA user.
Yeah. That schema and the sales order schema, because we use both of those as a reference point.
Yeah. Yes. Let me, we will start. Let me set up. Let me close this one. Yes. What is my sales reference? Sales reference. Okay. I have one table. I have one flat file. This is the sales details flat file.
Right.
I want to bring this flat file data into my HANA. So in order to do this one, I have this same structure within my HANA table. Let me check that particular table is there or not.
So we have to create the table structure regardless.
Yes, yes. Okay. I have my structure already here. I have created this structure. Let me delete whatever the data is there.
Okay.
Okay. Now let me check this table. Start. Nothing is there.
Right.
Sales tan underscore BODS. My table name is sales tan underscore BODS. Let me copy this. Okay. Now I have my target table, but in my target table there is no data. I need to replicate that data into my target table from some other source system.
Correct.
So as per my requirement, I need to do some kind of transformations so that my best option is the BODS. BODS system is my best option to replicate this data. So I have my system kind of conclusions, what kind of system I need to use, what is my replication method, all these things I have decided with my business. So my choice is data services designer, okay, the BODS system. So to bring the data, I need to do some exercise in my BODS system.
Right.
So I have my designer. Within the designer only I can create my data flows. So that's the reason why I'm entering to the BODS system designer with user ID and password. BODS 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Right.
What happened? BODS 1, 2, 3. All small, right? BODS 3. Okay. Whenever I have in to do my work, my account is created in BODS server. That means in CMC my account has created. Okay, with BODS username and some password is there. Okay, once my details are entered into the BODS repository or BODS journal, immediately it will ask for the repository password also.
So
Okay,
who will make
the
these credentials?
BODS admin will create these credentials.
All right.
Okay, here for every repository we can secure with our one of the password. Okay, here the repository is a temporary place. There it will place all the intermediate data and all the objects which are created in the BODS system. All the objects will be stored in this repository. Okay, and all the temporary data will be processed within this repository, and also all the metadata, whatever the connected systems are there, for those metadata the BODS system should know. Then only it will interact with that source system or target system. So all the metadata information and all the object information and all the intermediate data processing information will be placed in the repository. So even though I have logged into my user ID password, that is the BODS related user ID and password, I need to log into the repository also. Okay. So
Okay.
for BODS designer, there are two levels of authentication. One is with your own user ID and password, and another one is the repository user ID and password. Okay.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah. My repository having already name. This is the ERP key.
Right.
REPO ERP key is the repository name. My password is BODS. Now I can enter into my designer. Internally, I have entered into my repository.
Yes.
Okay, this is the local object library.
It looks like
So
universals.
yes, yes. All these are BODS SAP tools, right?
Yeah.
Even this BODS user is there, right? That should
Right.
be created in CMC only.
Okay.
The user management will happen in CMC. So here I have fixed with my requirement. I'm going with my project creation.
Okay. Yeah.
My project is BODS replication.
So you are creating a new project basically.
Yes.
Okay.
For my requirement, I am creating my new project. There, the second step is I have created my project. Through this batch jobs only, we can process the data from source to target. So I need to create one batch job. I'm creating the batch job. I'm given the name like
Okay.
sales replication. Okay, this is my batch job. Okay,
Right.
within my batch job, I need to create my data flows.
Right.
Okay, so either we can right click here, or double click. Here, this screen is my batch
Got
job.
it.
Okay,
Okay.
this is my batch job area. So within my job, I can place my data flows. Here, this is the data flow.
Okay.
I'm creating very simple data flow based on our requirement only. Replication. Okay. I
Okay.
have my data flow placed. I have placed my data flow. So within my data flow, what is my source actually?
Source is ECC.
No. We are trying to bring this data, right? Flat file data. We are trying to bring this flat file data from BODS to SAP HANA. Let me show that one.
Oh yes. Yes. The Excel data that we have. Yes.
Yes. This is
Yeah.
my source.
Correct.
I have my source and also I have my target.
Right.
My target table is already there, right?
Right.
So to place the source and target, I need to do the external interfaces first of all.
Right.
So my source is flat file. So that's the reason why I need to establish the connection between my source file and the BODS repository. For
Right.
that one, I have formats. Whenever I work on these flat files or Excel files, I should go with the formats. Okay. Within these formats, I have flat files, right? Interface, one of the interface.
Right.
I can go and create the flat file. Okay. Here, my name is sales replication, and my path is, where is my source file? On desktop in flat files. This is the root path, right?
Right.
In this folder only my file is there. And also I need to give the file name here. All files. Sales details is my flat file. I want to bring the data.
Right.
Override current schema with schema.
Yeah.
Okay. And also I don't want this first line into my table. This is the header, right?
Right.
So my header skipped rows 1, means my header will be removed here. Okay. These are the fields and the respective data types. If I want, I can create my fields also. Cost number, cost turnover, mat turnover.
See, this exposure to BODS helps me uh, until
Yes,
I
yes, this is the basic. Yes, yes, yes. This is the
until I,
basic answer. That's the reason why I'm giving slow lecture here,
no, no, I
step by
appreciate
step.
that because if I am asked in an interview until I take the BODS course, I can still talk about it so they know I have used it.
This is more than enough.
Right.
If you tell frankly, how we need to bring the data, what are the sources there, how we can bring the data to the target. Always the flow is same, right, to Fahim?
Right.
Based on the requirement only, that will change.
Correct.
So, this is
So
the
you
more
are
than enough.
renaming them the fields. I started talking, I lost track. You are
No, no.
renaming columns?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, yes. I'm giving the names only. Just I'm giving the names. Here, field 1, field 2, field 3 is there. For my
So,
better understanding, I'm giving the field names.
okay, so this, but the field names already existed in the source.
Yes, yes.
So what you are changing is like metadata or in the middle
Yes.
layer?
No, no. Here, the fields, initially I didn't get that fields.
Oh,
So,
so they did not pop up.
yes, yes. I have given my field names here also. Okay.
Can you explain a little bit more? Because when you connected it, we should have
Yeah.
seen, what I'm trying to understand is why you are putting the information or data type and the field names in the top, whereas the
No,
field
no,
name,
no. Let me create it once again.
I interrupted you in
This
the
is,
middle.
yes, yes. Yeah, no problem. Here, I'm going to create new one.
Right.
1 second, 1 second. Okay. Yeah. Here, I'm giving my file name,
Right.
the source, yeah,
Right.
source details. Okay. Now,
You gave the
I
path.
have selected my path
Right.
and also I
Right.
have selected my source details file.
Correct.
So, this is my delimiter is comma delimiter
Right.
and my header is, I can skip one header.
Correct.
Okay. Here, it's already opened. That's the reason. It should not be opened. Okay. Whenever I select open, again it lost. Let me get.
Can you expand this? full screen because you have to scroll up and down. That's facing it. Yeah, there you
Okay,
go.
okay.
Very fast.
Sales details. Okay.
Right,
Now the delimiter type, comma is the delimiter.
right.
I have select my root. I have select my okay sales system.
Right.
Here, when we observe, the field names are not come to here.
Right. What
It
does
has
that
taken.
represent? That's what I am trying to understand.
Yes,
Those
yes, base rows, right? Rows. These are the rows.
rows.
The field one. The field one. Here, the field one is the one of the column. For
I get
that column,
I get
we
it now.
have one name. Yes, yes.
I'm sorry, it was a very stupid question.
Yeah, no problem. Just now we will give our correct columns and correct data types. Mat and O. I'm giving the 10.
That is
Where I'm
when
taking.
you have skipped the first row in the input-output box. That's so the
Yes,
error is not coming there.
yes. Quantity. Let me take as the decimal 10,3 and sales revenue. Again, it's decimal 10,3. Okay. Now I can skip my header.
Now I get it.
Yeah, I have saved. This is my sample data.
Right.
My source is ready now.
Correct.
Okay, my source is ready. I have my SAP system, SAP HANA system, but there is no establishment, interface establishment to happen between BODS and SAP system. Okay,
Right. Right.
to talk this BODS system to the SAP system, we need to build connection.
There will be
Okay,
RFC connection, correct?
no, no, no. That is the RFC connection on all these things will be there in ECC system only. But when it comes to the BODS, whenever if we want to talk with this BODS system with the external database systems, I'm talking about database systems.
Okay.
That means SQL Server, HANA
Or
database, BW system, and all these things. Okay.
oh,
If I want to talk with that systems, I need to create connection through the data store. Okay. This is the data store. Okay. When I want to talk with the flat files, I need to create the connection with the formats. These are the formats, right?
yeah.
To
Yes.
talk with the external database systems, I need to create the connection with the data stores.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to create one data store by him, HANA. Okay. As this is the HANA is the database, I didn't change this one. The database type it is asking. The database type is SAP HANA.
Right.
Okay. Whenever I select that one, it will ask for the database server name. My server host is HANA 12, right? And also my port will be changed based on my instance, right? Whenever the port is there, the 3 is constant, okay?
Okay.
The next 2 digits should be the instance.
Instance.
My
Okay.
HANA system, yes, my HANA system has the HANA system host name is SAP HANA 1.2, okay?
Right.
And my instance is 1.2, again 1.2. So the port will be created like this. The 3 is constant, the 15 is constant at the end. Okay?
Okay.
The zeros should be replaced with my instance. So that's the reason why without going to my HANA system, I can directly give this port number. If you go to here, if you check our port number, it will give the same concept. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Those details I have given there.
Right. Okay.
Now HANA user. Internally, this is the schema
Right.
and my password. Welcome to 3, 4. Now apply. Cannot empty database version. Okay, the version should be mentioned here also. Only one version is there. Now 1.x. I have given that. Okay. My data store has created now. Okay. My data store has created, but I want to replicate my metadata. Right. I have my data store connection, but I can't see any tables here.
Right.
Any tables here. I can't see any tables here. But my requirement is I want to load the flat file data into my one of my HANA tables.
Right.
But I can't see any table here. So to see my HANA tables, I need to replicate my metadata first of all. So for that one, I'm going to tables area, right click. I want only one specific table only. Okay. Import by name. Okay. Import by name. My table name is not this one.
No. Sales. TRM.
We have closed that window.
Okay. I know it gets pretty cloudy after a while.
Yes, sales.
Sales trans. BODS. There it is. Up
Yeah.
here.
Now I'm going to give this table. Uh,
Okay. No.
no, better to type sales tran BODS. Sales tran underscore BODS. Okay. If you observe here, honor internally that indicates the here also this table is placed here along with 0. That means this table not yet used in any data flow. The 0 means. Okay. Now we are going to use this table now. I have my data flow with empty screen. Now I need to place my source first of all. My source is flat file. Sales order ref. Drag and drop here. Make it as source. And also I need to place target. Drag and drop here. Mark as target. Okay. I have my sales target. But there should be connection between source and target with some mappings.
Right.
The mapping will be happen with the mapping will be oh, oh, my mouse is not working.
No, it's fine.
Okay, sales details query, sales details query. For this one, I'm giving my source mapping and my target. I connected my source and target. When I connected this one, I need to map both the fields one by one. Okay. I want to map this with the customer table like this. One-to-one mapping I need to do. In between, I have any transformations. I can do those transformations here in this part through the SQL. Okay.
Okay.
If there is any special transformation I need to maintain, those transformations I can do it here in this part. As I don't have any transformation, I will going with this one-to-one mapping. Now my data flow is created. I can save my data flow. Saved all my data flow. Saved. My data flow is created. Now I'm going to validate my data flow and my job. This is the validation. Also we can validate all also. I don't have any errors. You have that. Now my data flow is created along with my source to system configuration, target system configuration, and also I have maintained my mappings between source and target within my data flow, and my data flow is placed in my batch job. Right? This is the hierarchy.
Right.
Fahim?
Yes, I'm good.
Now, yeah. To load the data from my source to target, I need to deploy my job. Now I'm going to my job and execute. Same default settings. The job is running. Okay. The job sales replication is completed successfully. So the transformation and the data replication happened from the source to target. Now I can see my table here. This is the table. Here we have transferred this data. All the data is here. Right? What are my sales data is there within my file. Same data replicated to the HANA table. This is the concept of BODS replication. Now, you got this right, Fahim?
Yes. It's like I know Informatica too, so that's like
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
SAP.
This is, yeah. All these are the same kind of concept, ETL concept only.
So where are the transformations? I know we're not going to talk about it. So what kind of transformations it has? All kind or?
Yeah, we can do our own transformations.
But you're
For
saying,
example, okay.
oh, so I mean, like Informatica has the filter transformation or
Oh, okay. All these are there. We can use our transformation. A lot of transformations are there. Uh, Here we have web data flow. within this we can do our transformation through the SQL.
Right. This we can do through the SQL, but if we have some others,
there you want you.
but don't worry about
Okay.
it. I'm good. I'm good. I mean, that's why I'll be taking BODS
Yeah, yeah.
course. You know, so.
Yes, yes. Here, through the SQLs, we can do our transformations, and also we have certain steps are there. The validation part will take care of this one kind of step, the mappings, and also data filtering and data consolidation will happen with other steps. Based on requirement, we can add step by step those artifacts. What are the artifacts within the BODS? We can use those. Okay. Here we have one kind of here I am able to see the limited things only. We have data above data flow, all these things. Lot of artifacts are there. Based on our requirement, we can choose our suitable artifact and we can do our work, the data design.
So, just curious, how good is BODS tool? I mean, how powerful it is?
It's a very powerful tool. Why? Because it can access data from any kind of source, and also it can place data into the any kind of target. For example,
If
it
you
is not only the ETL tool. If you take the remaining tools like lot of tools are there, right?
like it,
All those are the ETL tools.
yes,
Apart from that ETL tool functionality, the data service is having the data quality. It can check the data quality. Okay. If I, for example, if you take our example, I have based on my business requirement, I can put certain rules on my data. So, if any kind of rule is failed there, it will show the data quality percentage. The BODs will show the data quality percentage. So, based on my, actually the business will run based on the source system data. If the source system data is corrupted one, we will get the wrong results.
correct.
So to avoid that source system kind of problems, BODS will have this concept like data quality, that is the data steward.
That's
In
right.
the data steward, we can see the how the data is, what kind of quality is there in today's data and tomorrow's data, like that. Okay, and also we can do the profiling for this data and this text analytics. Text analytics like I can transfer, I can transform this unstructured data into the structured data. For example, I can take the Facebook details or Twitter details. Based on my text analytics, I can transform all my unstructured data into the structured data. That is the one kind of methodology the BODs will use. Okay, and also metadata management. We have
Thanks.
seen this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let us see this. Okay. Now we have DXC. DXC also we will discuss the concept wise. Why? Because we don't have proper setup. Okay. I think the DXC.
Is DXC part of BODS or it's separate?
It's separate to replication method. This replication is called as the extraction based replication. We
Right.
have four kind of replications, right? Plant file based replication, trigger based, ETL based, and extraction based.
Okay.
DXE comes under the extraction based replication. Here it will use the SAP delivered content, the SAP predefined delivered content as the source, and replicate all the data from the ECC to HANA system. Okay.
Well, so it is SAP specific then.
Yes, SAP specific, purely SAP specific. Here the advantage is, for example, I have my sales tables within my ECC system. Okay,
Right.
I have my sales tables. Let me. Okay, I have my sales tables, lot of sales tables within. There it is. Okay, table 1, table 2, table 3, table 4. Okay, these are my sales related tables. Okay, within the SAP, if I want to analyze the data, I want to create certain logic on these tables, right? Then only I can do my analysis on this data. Okay, for that one, to do the business kind of requirement, to do the business kind of reporting, I need to bring the data from all these tables based on my business requirement. Okay, for that one I need to write one report program or one kind of join or aggregations or unions. I need to do the some modeling. Okay,
Okay.
to by understanding all these tables, first of all, what is the profiling of data, what kind of data it holds, what is the linkage between first table to second table, what kind of normalization is there. I need to understand to write my code, right?
Okay.
So here what is happening, entire my time will be placed into my implementation only to understand this one and do this part. Okay,
Right.
for this one, to avoid this one, SAP has introduced business pack contents within the BW system. Okay, business content, whatever the business specific or whatever the industry specific businesses are there, SAP has do the researches and done the coding part from the SAP side itself, done the coding part and give to one package. Okay,
Okay.
so instead of using all these tables and instead of writing my own logic onto these tables, I can directly use my business content. Why? Because SAP already developed this, and by researching on different kind of industries, the industry standard wise, they have given this business contents. Okay, BA content. So if I want to access this data from the ECC2 to HANA system, instead of writing all these things, I can use my business content. Okay, usually these business contents are delivered with the BW system. Okay, delivered with the BW system. So I can use this concept and I can use this business warehouse concept, and with the BW system I can access all this ECC data into the HANA system. Okay,
Okay.
here also, for example, if you take the BW world, here this is the ECC system, there itself having the tables and the SAP kind of logic. Okay, instead of our own kind of logic, SAP logic on these tables. Okay, for this counterpart, to extract this all this business related data, to the BW system, SAP already provide the business packages. This is the business package. Okay. Same business package I can use within my DXE, the extraction based replication, and extract the data instead of building all these building blocks from the scratch. Okay. Here,
So who gives the SAP logic?
SAP logic, it's already defined by the SAP. The SAP is the one application, right? Within this application,
Right.
the ERP application has developed by SAP. Within this application, they have maintained some certain coding and certain logics are there. Those are developed by SAP itself only.
But you said that is business BI content. So
No,
are
no,
they
no.
both created
Yeah,
by
yeah.
SAP?
Yes, yes, yes. Let me explain one more thing. Here I have my business. Okay, I have two systems. One is OLTP system, that is the SAP system. Okay.
Okay.
In OLT system only, I want to see my reports. So in that case, what can I do? I can use these tables and I can write my own coding, right,
Right.
to do that reporting part. Okay.
Right.
But after some days, I want to go for the analytical reports. To go for the analytical reports, I need BW system, right?
Correct.
So I have configured my BW system. Okay, I have configured my BW system. As both ECC and BW are same products, kind of the same related products, that means the products from the SAP. So if I have BW system, certainly I have SAP system also, right?
Correct.
ECC system. Then only I can go to the BW system. So this is the different box. This is the different box.
Yes. Now I get it.
Yeah, to extract that data, if I don't have any business content, again I need to build this logic here.
Yeah.
To avoid that one, to extract this ECC data to my BW system, SAP has provided BA contents. I can use this business content and directly extract this kind of logic into my BW system.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
Okay. This is the concept of business content. Now we will go to here. In direct extractor, it will use the ECC system. Okay. It will use the ECC system, and in each ECC system, if you observe, let me, here we are talking about the ECC system and BW system. Okay. Actually, this console should be after BW console. Let me give.
We can wait on that. I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah, no problem. I will give this. Why? Because the replication, I will explain. No problem.
Part of the application.
Yes. There also we will discuss again. Okay. Here, this is my SAP login pad. That means my client to interface. From this interface, I can interact with my BW system as well as my SAP system, the ECC system, right?
Okay. No, it makes sense.
Okay. Here, I enter into my BW system, SAP Bo 1, SAP 123. Okay. What is my primary transaction code to do my operations in BW system? That is the RSA1. Okay, RSA1. I am in my BW system. No, here BW7 system. I can able to execute my RSA1, and I can able to see all these artifacts, modeling, administration, transport connections, and all these things. And also data flows, info providers, info objects, and all these artifacts. These are the artifacts within the BW.
Right.
If I observe, check this one. Go to systems, status, and I'm checking this. What is the components it's having? Okay. When I check these components, here you can see this is the BA content.
Right.
And as part of the installation, this is also happened into the BW system. At the time of installation, the business intelligence content will be placed in the BW system. Okay. This is the BW system. Again, let me go to the ECC system. This is my OLTP system. 01 BO 1 SAP 1 2 3. Here also I can go ahead and give the RA7 within the ER7. That is, what is that system? Actually, this T code is specifically for the BW system only.
Okay.
Even though this code is related to BW system, I can go ahead and use this within the OLTP system. Okay.
Right.
Same content is coming here, right? Same kind of modeling, administration, and all these things. Let me show this status. When I go to here, as it is a SAP ERP system, okay, I don't have any BA content delivered, and also I don't have any BA content installed here. So that is the difference between the BW system and SAP system. Okay, within the BW system we can have the BA content. The predefined packages are there instead of building the all these business logics from the scratch. Okay. So here within the EC system I can able to run this RSA1 transaction code. This system is called as, if I able to run this RSA1 transaction within the ECC system, that system is called the embedded BW system. That means within the within the ECC system, one BW system is embedded with the basic functionalities, only. Okay. So the DXE concept is entirely dependent on this embedded BW system. Okay. So here we are not touching any BW system, but we are able to access that BW related content into the HANA system through the ECC system by using this embedded BW. Okay. Here this is the embedded BW. I'm not touching any BW system, but I can able to use that BW features within the ECC system only with this embedded BW concept. Okay. So I have this embedded BW system within my ECC system. I can able to access that business content, and I can able to transfer that business content to the HANA system
Directly,
instead of
no need to do anything.
yes,
I got it.
yes,
Now I get it.
directly to the
So
to the
every
HANA
SAP
system.
will have their own content embedded in their application.
Every SAP BW system you mean to say?
No, no. Every SAP based application, if it is ERP or ECC or any other, they will have some embedded BW content in there. In case if we
Yes,
want
yes,
to transfer that
yes.
to
That is, yeah, yeah.
HANA, right?
We have embedded BW. There is some limitation only
Right.
from the ECC 6, ECC version 6. From that onwards only, we have this embedded BW system.
Okay.
Okay, the ECC 6 is introduced a very long back. That means 7 to 8 years back.
Oh,
So all are already upgraded to that system. So the current system should have these embedded systems. Okay,
oh.
why? Because all are already upgraded to ECC. All the ECC systems will have this embedded BW system.
So we won't be able to practice on it, right?
For DXC concept,
Yeah.
we don't have these options actually. That's the reason why I will show.
And then I think I saw ECC in there.
ECC is there, but we need to, here also we need to set up, like SLT, we need to set up the systems. At the time of DXC concepts, I have prepared my own document. Okay, these steps we need to follow and do the embedded DXC concepts, and also we need to replicate that one. Okay, for that one, here certain steps. Let me show one by one, so that you can, for the interview point of view, you can practice. Also, you can study this one, and you can give some answers if they ask for the DXC concept.
I already wrote it on my resume, so I know I will be asked.
Yes, yes, yes. Embedded BW system. This is the concept. There we have this embedded BW. We have already discussed this embedded BW system concept. And this is the setup steps. Okay. There are two kinds of setup steps. First one, we need to do it in SAP HANA level, and then we need to do it in ECC level. Okay.
Okay.
Here, step-by-step screenshots, we have all these steps and the screenshots. Here, to do this one, we need to set up, we need to enable certain services within the HANA Studio. When you go for the configuration, daemon services and SAP web dispenser services, we need to enable. To do this one, we need to paste the one is there. These services are already enabled within our practice system. Okay. And also this is the second service we need to enable. Once we enable that one, we need to check our connection. This one is also happened within our system. And then to do this DXC, we need to import the delivery unit from the for the DXC from marketplace, or we can ask our basis people to place this DXC package into one of the packages within our HANA Studio. Okay. Once this DXC delivery unit has imported into our system, we need to do one more connection, one more setup. If I have this, as this is the standard delivery, DXC standard delivery, we can place this DXC within the SAP package. This SAP package within our system also there, that is the standard package, right? We can place this standard package into this one, and once we place our standard package within DXC package, again we need to enable one more service. Okay, here within the access engine we need to enable this lib access dxe. Okay, this is for the to capture that dxe package. Okay, whatever the content is there in dxe data delivery, that needs to be read from this service. Okay,
Okay.
till now our BW HANA Studio related concepts are done at that stage, and also we need to create one dedicated user for DXE. Okay, through the user management we need to create one dedicated user. Here we have created like DX user, and also we need to provide,
No way we can practice.
we can practice, but we should have that delivery content and all this our user should have this privileges like to create the new user and new role, and all these things we should have.
Because without doing is the different knowledge, and by doing is the different knowledge.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, by doing this it's a different knowledge. We have done at that time, that's the reason we have given step by step, very detailed step of step by step details here.
Oh, we can follow these steps, but the question is
Yes.
this: can you check with Madhu if we can install any system or something that we can use it as a source to practice these? Because you
No,
will,
no, no. We don't want to install any system, but we need to ask server team to put that delivery unit into this one of the package within our HANA Studio. Next, we need to user, that HANA user, the user able to create one user or one role. Okay,
okay.
the user related permission should have this our user. We already asked that one, but till now we didn't get any response.
I'll check with Madhu that we need to get the access, and what else you said?
The user management access we should have, and
Okay.
also for DX setup, they need to download delivery unit from SAP Marketplace and place this delivery unit within standard package of HANA standard package.
Place
Okay.
it with standard HANA package.
Yes, yes. Here,
Okay.
here,
I
like
will
this, like
request
this.
Madhu for that.
Yes, yes. We can give this step. You need to download this delivery unit, DX delivery unit, and also put this delivery unit within here in this area.
Okay.
They can
And
place this delivery unit.
user management.
Yes, and also user management for HANA user.
Okay, I will
Okay.
make that request today.
Yeah.
Because
And
without doing it, it's like when I did all that work, now I can answer any question in my sleep or
yes, yes, yes,
so.
yes. Without doing this, we can't remember all these things. Like
There is a saying
it
that
is yes, yes, a
there's
lot
a
of conversations are there.
there's a joke, Suresh, that Suresh wanted to learn the name of the birds, and Suresh read a book and he learned the name of the birds. And he wanted to learn the swimming, and Fahim read a book and he drowned. So, you
Yes,
know, I cannot swim until I am in the water.
yes, yes. Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Let me give some. Yeah, here we have created our DX user,
Okay.
and also we have created one schema with the owner of DX user. Okay,
Right.
one schema is there, one user is there. Up to
It's,
that, we have done our exercise at studio level.
right.
Here we have configured certain services and create the user and create the schema. That's all. after delivery unit installation, put it that in package. All our SAP HANA related studio related work is done. Now for further setup, I need to go for the ECC system. Okay,
Okay.
I need to go for the ECC system. If you observe this diagram here, what is the connection between my embedded BW system to the HANA system? The connection is HTTP connection. Okay,
Right.
the connection is HTTP connection. First of all, I need to create this connection within my
With ECC.
ECC system.
Right.
So I go to this SM1359 is the transaction code to create the RFC connections. Okay, so within the RFC connection, I have a lot of connections, right? HTTP connection is one of the connection. So I select that one and give my details, HANA details, and I have created one connection. Here I have mentioned my DX user, right?
Yeah. That's the user we wanted in HANA.
Yes, yes. Once my connection is created, I have checked my connection test response body. The service is up and running. Now the connection between embedded system and the ECC system and HANA system is established. Now I need to identify what kind of business I need to put into my HANA system. So for that one I need to create certain tables. These are all these tables based on my requirement I need to create. Let me show this one. At the end you can see all these tables. Okay, I have created a couple of tables. I need to create a couple of tables and also need to maintain values. Okay, and also I want to decide what kind of business I need to bring into my HANA system, right?
Right.
I have decided with the sales orders. Okay, sales orders enter data. So this is the business content. SAP delivered business content data source. So that's the reason why I have given this one. Okay,
Okay.
I have done. I didn't done. For this one I am doing all the configurations. Even single coding I didn't done anything. Okay, there is no coding part. Just
Just the
doing our configuration part only. Okay. Now these are the tables I need to configure. One is with the data source table, destination table, and schema table, and what kind of data set I should use. And all these things I need to establish here. Once my tables are ready, I need to activate my data source. Then once I have activated my data source, my data source will activate. Then I can start my data loading within the embedded system itself.
right.
Okay. Once my data source is activated, once my data source is activated and start the data loading, here immediately once my data source is activated at ECC system, immediately 5 tables will create in HANA side along with this data source name. If you observe, this is the data source we have taken. For that data source, 5 tables will create at HANA system level. Okay, all these data tables having this data, different kinds of data, and all the original content will be there in 00 table, and at the end we have 2 zeros, right? This is the actual table which holds the all the data from the ECC.
Okay.
Now I have activated, my tables are there in HANA system only. To load that data, I need to run the load at BW system. That means embedded BW system.
Right.
So I am running this job. I have run this one of the info package. It start loading the data from ECC2 to HANA. Usually this data load will happen like once the data is placed into PSA, it will in BW it will place the next step will be the DSO or InfoCube. Instead of do that InfoCube and DSO loading, it divert this data to the HANA system through the HTTP connection.
Okay. I got it conceptually. I mean, it
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yes. This is the one kind of concept.
Can you send me that too so I can print it and have it as a reference also when we'll be doing the
Yes.
lab?
Yeah. That's the reason I have put this here. In this PPT, I have pasted this. Insert this one. I will send this PPT,
Okay.
and you can see this data there. Okay. This is the concept of extraction-based replication.
Okay. I
So
wanted to ask you one question that had it in the beginning that you said a line. You
yeah,
said that we are done with the data modeling. Yes, we can make data modeling is basically attribute views, calculation views, analytical
yeah,
views, and all that. Okay. But you
yes,
also said that they are going to the reporting layer or something.
yes,
What
yes.
reporting layer did you mean? We
Here,
talked about
yeah,
report.
yes. Here we have two concepts, right? Uh, to load the data, we go to the data replication methods. Through this replication methods, I can place my data into my HANA system.
Correct.
Once my data is there in my tables, I can go ahead with my data modeling
Correct.
based on my business requirement.
Correct.
What is the purpose of data modeling here?
For
What is
report.
this replication? Yes, to show these results into the report, right?
Correct.
So once my data modeling is completed, I need to consume these models into my report layer. The report layer, it may be the BO report or any kind of report. Okay. When I do my BO reporting, I need to create universe on my one of the data model. When I,
Oh,
yes,
I get it now.
yes,
So we will be connecting those analytical views or
yes,
attribute views through the universe.
yes, through the universe, if you go for the BO kind of reporting, that is webi reporting or dashboard. Okay. For example, if I want to directly go
But
to
it,
the analysis for office,
okay.
analysis for office is also one kind of BO tool. Here, this is the very famous tool. As of now, all clients are going to this tool only. They don't want this BO, webi, dashboarding and all these things. As clients also very mature enough and very intelligent now, they are maintaining their IT team. The IT team can design their reports, and the finance team can analyze their data within these reports by doing the slices and dices. Okay. So to design these reports, they should have IT help, but to do their analysis, they can do their dices and slices on this design reports. Okay. This is
So
the kind of Excel tool.
so they can
This is
access
the
analytical
yes,
views here.
yes. This is the Excel kind of tool. Now select data source. If I want to create, I need to get all these details. Okay. If I have this details, I can go ahead and go to the
The actual server.
Yes, yes, actual server. I can from there I can able to access my HANA use. Within my based on my HANA use, I can create reports here. Okay, I can create reports. Let me and save those reports into my repository. Whenever user wants that reports, they can open that report, do their analysis, and all these things they can do. This is the kind of reports we can design. Okay. Whenever I can connect to my system, I can able to see all this data. What user can do within this analysis tab into this system, do their analysis. Okay.
But that would be Excel-based analysis.
Excel-based analysis? No, no, no. Excel-based analysis, but this is the BO tool.
Oh, that's a BO
Analysis.
tool.
Yes, yes. This is the BO tool.
So is Madhu going to talk about it?
I don't think so. I think he will give the classes on webi tools.
Yes.
That is the webi tool is completely IT related tool. When it comes to the analysis for Office, this is the end user tool. The client itself can use this and they can design their own reports. And also certain reports we need to do our reports and give to them. Then
So,
based on our reports, they can do their analysis on these reports. Okay.
so what is the name of this tool designed for all?
Analysis for Office.
I'm going to ask
This
him for the analysis for Office.
no no analysis for Microsoft Office Excel, Microsoft Excel. No, no, this you can ask him separately, but this tool is not in Viva curriculum.
No, it is not. I
Yeah,
get
yeah,
it is
yeah.
not.
Yes, yes.
So I will
My,
ask. So
yes, yes,
maybe one or two lectures, it should be okay then?
yes, yes. One or two lectures.
One lecture?
Yeah, yeah. For basic part, that is enough, more than enough.
Okay, because
But because of the interest, I am telling this. You're going to go for the interviews. Current situation, most of the customers using this tool. So you might have some questions on this tool also.
right.
If this tool is there in your resume, there will be more chances to pick your resume. That's the reason why I'm talking about this.
Yeah, I will ask him when this the training is
Mm.
done for the BOs. I'll ask him that if he could give me one lecture and
Yes.
go basics of this BO tool. So this in this tool there will be extracting the data strictly from HANA. It will not be from any other source.
HANA, HANA and BEX also, BW also.
Okay, so it will be SAP source basically.
Yes, yes, yes. It
Okay,
will SAP source and it is very flexible tool for the end user point of view. Initially they will ask us to create one report. Why? Because we need to do the background work we need to do, right? HANA modeling and all these things.
right.
Once that one happen, we can connect that particular model to the report and we will build this report within this analysis for Office
But
tool.
do you, I mean, you are in IT, you know that most of the users are dumb users. They don't want to do anything. They want us to do the
No,
work.
no. Users, not dumb users. Technically, they may be dumb, but if you
No,
go for
yeah,
the yes, yes. If you
technically
go
they
for
are,
the
yeah.
yes, if,
So,
for example, I have my customer. The customer having one finance guy.
okay,
Okay, the finance guy only can do the analysis based on their data. Whatever the business data is there, We have that data also, but we don't know what is the data. But that guy only knows what kind of data it is, how I can do my analysis to improve my business. That kind of analysis they can do in this tool.
I think I need to know that. But uh, Webi Universe is a very powerful tool also,
Yes, yes,
because I have seen it working in the hospital that I used to work. I mean, it is amazing.
yes. Yeah, in Vivo, different users having the different perceptions. Some users don't want to do any analysis. All the analysis will push that to analysis part to the IT team. They will give the requirement. Based on their requirement, we need to build our universe and the report and give that to the user. What user will do directly go to that report and open that report,
And play.
take that figures. Okay.
Right.
But different some users want to do their data and want to do their business analysis from their side only instead of doing their static figures.
Okay, that's fair enough. I will ask him, and I know that he'll be happy to give me. Uh,
Yes, yes, this one is one of the current using tool. Most of the customers are using. If I from last 3 years, I have changed 2 projects. The initial project also, the customer using this tool. My current project also, the customer using this tool. In 2 consecutive projects, I have encountered this tool along with this HANA.
HANA is very powerful also.
Yes, yes.
So,
Whenever there is HANA,
yeah,
the tool is coming with the HANA.
okay.
That's it.
No, no, I appreciate it because I want to build my strength on it, and I
Yes,
have very carefully, I mean, I have been in IT for last many years, and I have very carefully selected that I'm going to stick to the track which deals with the SAP and databases, because they are not going to go away. They are only going to get better and better.
yes, yes.
And okay, so so what else we have to cover in HANA?
We have covered this replication.
Right.
Uh,
We covered the data modeling.
Data modeling we have done. One more concept is a security concept.
Right.
For that, we need user permissions.
No, I'm going to ask him. Trust me.
Yeah, yeah. Please, please, you have to send one mail.
Oh, trust me. I will. You know that I send emails very.
Yes, yes. I have already sent one WhatsApp message to admin people to get the
Okay,
but
I
I
will.
think he didn't get the chance. He didn't get the chance to check with them. But he has provided this SLT setup, previous setup. He went to
Oh,
the Bangalore. He went to the Bangalore from Hyderabad, talk with them and set up this SLT.
okay, okay. Otherwise, so now I can bring the data from the SQL Server using
Hmm.
the SLT into HANA.
Yes. No, no. Using SLT, it's a complicated thing.
No, no,
We
I'm
can
sorry.
go ahead with the BOD, yes.
BODS. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yes. Yes.
So what lab you are gonna do you practice?
SLT for SLT practice.
Yeah.
In SLT, nothing is there. We need to do that configuration. That is crucial to do that configuration. But there are two HANA. Whenever you go for the HANA interview,
Right.
we need to check 2 points. Whether it is related to application domain, whether it is related to technical. Technical, that means the basis people will go to that interview. When it is related to application development, the modeler should go to that interview.
Right.
Okay.
So what you
Yeah.
are preparing me for both?
No. The basis we can't. Why? Because we are all always in the application side. So that's the reason why we are concentrating on this modeling part. The replication, when the setup is already there by the basis people, we can use that setup and we can replicate our data into the HANA system through the SLT or BODS things.
So what I will do is I will do all the configurations that when once
Yes, yes.
I'm done with, then I will try to replicate the same lab that you did with some different table. Okay.
Yes, yes.
That's all I
And
want.
also, okay. And also, for the first thing, establish the SQL server also in data store.
For BODS, right?
Yes, yes. In
Yeah.
BODS as the source. Now, in our scenario, there is no flat file. Both source and target are the data store only. Why?
Correct.
Because both are the databases.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Okay, I
Just
will
we
do.
need to give the system details and do the configuration.
Okay. So to correctly understand, Suresh, in SAP HANA, basically what we do is that we bring the data from sources into
Yes.
HANA and build
Yes.
our analytical views and all those views. And then
Yes.
from those views, the data is sent to the universe or the
Yes.
office tool. Am I
Yes.
saying correctly? Is that a nutshell?
Yes. 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 That is the actual concept. That is
But
the
it has a
actual.
lot of steps in it. So based on the practice that I'm doing, what steps you think I would be very good with it when we are done with the course?
Yeah. Yes. Uh, in next class, we will see the HANA security. If
Okay.
if tomorrow the credentials are ready with us, we can go ahead with the HANA security. Otherwise, we will go to the reporting concept. Okay?
Okay.
How this HANA models consumed in different reporting tools. That concept we will see.
So, okay. All right. So that's the piece that I was not getting. But it's a lot more to learn. So I just keep on going ahead of myself.
Yeah.
So now, do you want to, it's 2.5 hours. So do you want to go to the AW and, or do you want to talk about a little bit about the calculation view with the CE engine, or how do you want to manage?
Mm, calculation is in, we have some doubts, right? Let us
Yes.
do that.
Okay. Because I did created this script view without
Okay.
using Calc engine, and I was good with it, and I played with it, and I was able to create one.
Mm.
You don't have to go up and down. Okay, if you go to the schema, I mean in the content folder.
I have seen one view has created and it has not activated.
Yeah, I wanted to show you first this sales order, the calculation view, go all the way down. Where
Okay.
the customers underscore for him, if you open that up.
This one.
Yes.
Okay.
That is the one. No, I'm sorry, I said it wrong. Go to the,
Yeah. Yeah. It, yes, yes. From yesterday it is in inactive mode. I have corrected this one.
okay, no, pick the upper one.
Okay.
On
Okay.
that.
I will pick that one also. coming to this one, what was happening is here O is coming to before the U. That's the reason why it's not accurate.
Oh, okay.
And this one, right?
Yeah, this one works fine.
Okay.
Let me open it up. You can see, I wanted to actually ask you some question on that.
Okay. Which one? Which
The
view?
one right above it, the one which you just, one which says customer underscore Fahim above it. Say customer underscore with underscore orders. Down, down, no, down, down. Keep coming. This one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one
Okay.
I played with it and I wanted to use the proper scripts. So I
Okay.
created joins on it.
Mm-hmm.
I did not want to use the sales order. Instead, I wanted to join different attribute views.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can give me some ideas, what should I be doing for to more practice?
See.
It works great.
Okay. Here, OD schema is there. Okay. This is two kinds of vendor schemas. What is
I got the data and the semantic layer. In the data preview, it did what it was to be doing. So I guess the next question is that I should put some,
this one is working fine, right?
yeah,
Fine.
this one is working fine. I just
Okay.
wanted to show you that that's what I did and you can advise what kind of
Okay. Okay.
codes I can play with it. So more code I use, more powerful
Yeah.
I am.
No. Okay. Okay. Let me explain. Whenever we go for this script use, here we are directly using the SQL statement, right?
Right.
Yeah. For improvisation, I'm talking, not with this. This is the correct concept. For improvisation, we can do this same concept with the CE functions.
Okay, just hold on to that thought because I have the same question open in another CE view.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
you open the CE view that says underscore join,
Okay. Uh,
says customer
this one,
order.
right? Okay.
I spent a lot of
Okay.
time on it, could not figure it out. I changed things back and forth. So we have to do first column table for first table. Then we
Yes.
have to do the second column table
Hmm.
for the second table.
Hmm.
Okay. Now when I join it, join, I don't know the join syntax. I played with it. I put the join condition right after the the second CE function. I could not, and I remember you were having difficulty out with it.
Yes. 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 Let me- Okay. C column table. C column table. Order. Next. C join. Okay. First table. Second table we have taken. We have taken customer ID. Is this order table having this customer ID?
Yes.
Okay.
So I need to mention it in the column table.
I think so. I think so. Let me check once.
That might be the error. Join must be able to input the action list. Oh,
No, join it. Okay. So we'll
needs to be added.
do this. Yes. First, add ID. Let us activate. Again, it's failed. Now join it with customer ID. So we have mentioned
So do we put our join condition right after we put both the table names, or we put it at the end?
after both the tables. After
Okay,
both the tables.
then I'm correct in my syntax.
No, we have right to. We have done the right code. Here we capture this table data into the cust table.
That's
We are
table.
capturing this order table. We are ready with both the tables.
Right,
Then only we can do the join.
correct.
Right?
So I put the cust table and I put the order table and then I put the join condition,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes. Here, what is my output? Customer ID, first name. 4 outputs are there. Let me give this one also.
Oh my God, I was not giving customer ID there.
Let us check.
Oh,
Here, the output should match always.
yeah. Oh, okay, okay. Now it should show.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna do some more work on it. I'm gonna.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
I want to be very powerful in it, and
Yes,
that's what is gonna make me distinctive.
yes, yes.
Okay. So. Uh,
And what is the difference between this SQL code and that C functions?
oh, then the code is not to the SQL engine. It's gonna go directly to the C, the calc
Yes,
engine.
yes, yes. So the performance will improve, obviously.
Okay. Now I'm gonna work and play with those, and I'm gonna create more and more views. So
Yeah.
now, before we go to the BW, you are already mentioned it, but I wanted to ask you this. Does HANA has its own reporting tool built in it?
One reporting tool?
Yes.
No.
No.
This is no. Within the HANA Studio only we can see the data like this.
Okay,
For
so,
example.
Suresh, do you know the universes, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you can answer this question.
Hmm.
So can I say it correctly that the analytical views, calculation views, those views are kind of the same way like a universe is. If we want to
Yes. Yes. Yes.
write it, it's
Yeah.
just a different way of putting it.
No. Here these are also the semantic layers. Here also we have semantic layers,
Right.
but HANA can capture the data through universe or not with the universe, right? To the same Vivo tools. For example, I want to see this HANA data into the webi report.
Right.
The semantic layer should be there. Then only I can build my webi report.
Yeah, so
That
I
means
have to import that the table over there.
yes, the universe should be there.
Yeah,
But
I
when
got
it comes to the analysis for Excel or different tools are there. Lumira, if you take the Lumira,
it. Right.
for Lumira we don't need any universe. Directly we can capture this data We can extract this data into Lumira tool.
So are you going to take me through that?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right, that's fine. So we are good. My concept is getting better with HANA.
Yes.
So I'm gonna start importing the data, and are you satisfied with my work? That
Yes, yes, fine. More than. Why? Because no one can create this many tables.
I,
That for that one, the person should have very much patience and very much concentration.
yeah, because I want to. Okay, I have the last one or two questions on HANA, and then we can use the time more effectively.
Yes, yes.
Uh, when
Here,
HANA,
this is the, yeah. Yeah, go
okay,
ahead.
no, I see that. Because he's going to take us through Lumera.
Okay, okay,
So that's why I'm not saying anything.
okay, okay.
So
Uh,
when you have said that the HANA could be used for the transaction-based database as well as for the OLAP database, correct?
no, no. Transaction, HANA is not a transaction system. If you use this HANA for legal purpose, here we are not doing any postings, right, within the HANA system.
Okay,
When
so
you
when you
object
say application development, so what happens when you are build it? So how does it interface? That piece I don't know.
uh,
Do I?
application, I didn't get him.
Okay. You said there are two kind of tracks. One is the basis track. The other one is the application development.
Yes, 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 yes.
So
The basis track is completely related to the configurations.
correct, but the modeler is application.
Yes,
So if the modeler is application, so once we have developed all these views and all these everything, so what does what part of the application we have worked on?
to build the HANA models and all these things, you mean to say?
Okay, I'll wait on it because I am not asking it correctly. So let me ask you the same question in a different way. The
Okay.
database that I brought into the HANA, that is the
Yes.
AdventureWorks database. That's the transactional database.
Okay.
So once that I want to link it through the SQL, that if any data is updated in the transaction over there, that data
Hmm.
is updated in HANA.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
If
Once
if
we
you
do
do the
that,
loading, yes.
yes. Once we do that, then I will create all the analytical views and all that stuff and go from there. Now there is an
Yes.
other database that is
Yes.
the data warehouse.
Okay.
That the AdventureWorks data warehouse. So
Yes.
that has dimension and fact tables in it only.
Yes. Yes.
So I will bring that into HANA also, and I will still bring because I want
Yes. Yes. Yes.
ready for an
I
interview,
understood. I understood.
right?
Here, yes. Here in Adventure books, you have two databases.
Right.
One is with only flat tables. One is
Yes.
with dimensions and transaction data.
Right. I have only done the transactional database.
Yes, yes, that one we required only.
Yes.
The tables we are importing into the HANA tables, HANA models, HANA database. There we are going to replicate that data warehouse. What is there in Adventure Workbook? There we have one database, right?
Right.
The modeling part is there.
I
We
have to
can
just
see that modeling. Yeah. We have to see that modeling, and same modeling we need to replicate within the HANA through the analytical views, calculation views, and attribute views. So don't want to replicate that data warehouse.
okay.
We
All
need
right.
to replicate through the development only.
Okay. And when we do the BW, then I will have to create those that the same data warehouse in BW also. So I can use
Yes,
HANA as a source. I don't have to recreate.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay. All right. So we are good with that. So we can go to the
Yes.
BW. Okay.
Okay.
All
One
right.
second. Fine. Just a minute. We'll come back. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, fine. Let me close this one.
So after reporting, what topic you will be covering for HANA?
After reporting, we will combine this BW along with HANA.
Okay.
First, we are done with, once this reporting and security is completed, we
Okay.
are done with our basic concepts within HANA.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Once this BW is completed, we are done with our BW concepts. Then we need to correlate both the BW and HANA. So there we can see the BW on HANA concepts.
Okay, so we'll be working on BW concept and then on side by side we'll be working on BW on HANA concept.
Okay. Okay.
Right? Is
Yes,
that
yes.
something?
Otherwise, we can complete our BW concept. Then we can combine both the BW and HANA concepts
I
in
would,
the BW and HANA
yeah,
concepts.
I think I would prefer that way.
Yes. Okay. First, we'll complete this BW, then go to that combined concept.
So we still have how many lectures for HANA?
For HANA, we may need 2 or 3 lectures dedicatedly for HANA. 3 lectures.
Okay.
We should have 3 lectures.
So by 2 weeks, I would say.
Yes, yes, yes,
2 weeks will be done with HANA and we would have covered some parts of BW.
yes.
Okay, so I think we should be done in 3 months then.
Yeah, 3 months along with our project also.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I also have in the D drive, I have put the scripts that I use to create the tables as a
Okay.
reference if any student wants to use them because I wanted to keep it as backup. I can't go all the way again and do all the work.
Yes, yes, yeah,
So,
sure.
and did you find anything about the XML data type and how to use is null?
Is null, I need to check that one for him.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, I'm not.
In weekdays, I didn't get any chance to look into the systems.
Okay,
In
that's fine.
weekends only. Yeah.
Oh, I'm taking a lot of your time. I appreciate.
Yeah.
So we
Now,
will also be creating a data warehouse in BW using the Adventure Works,
okay. Yes.
right? Because that's the end goal.
Yes, yes, yes. Now,
How many applications had you opened, man?
now, in last session, we have discussed on what is the ERP model and what is the ERM model
Yeah,
and how we can convert that ERM into the MDM model, right?
correct.
What is the MDM model concept? What is the main functionality within the MDM model? That is the star schema,
Right.
how that star schema is behaving, okay? Now, we will talk about this data warehouse workbench, okay?
Okay.
When it goes to this BW system, I can give the one transaction code. That is the main transaction code for the BW system. That is RSA1. We can
That
call this RSA1 as also the data warehouse workbench. Okay. In that
you
data warehouse workbench, yeah,
use that transaction code. What does that mean?
this is the transaction code. Whenever I want to do my BW modeling and BW loading and BW kind of artifacts, so I want to create my BW artifacts,
Okay.
okay, for modeling purpose.
Okay.
So to create all these things, I need to go for the RSA1.
Okay.
Just like how we are entering into the content or content folder within our HANA system, right? There only we can able to create our
Table.
stuff, right? Yeah. Like this, in BW system, we have one transaction code that is the RSA1. We can call it is also data warehouse workbench.
Okay. Now, what does the NetWeaver means? Because I am confused between what is VW and what is NetWeaver.
NetWeaver is the SAP framework. Okay.
Okay.
Previously, the SAP framework is like R3 system, R3 landscape, like three-layer architecture. One is like this. Previously, we have architecture like mm, three layers. One is the database layer. Uh, Here the database layer. This is the application layer, and then reporting layer. That means user interface.
Right.
Okay. These three kinds of architecture is there. This is called the three-tier architecture.
Okay.
Okay. Like this, SAP having this so many kind of systems. Like for transaction data, they use customer related transaction data. They are going to use the CRM system.
Right.
For the sales related or SRM related data, they are going for the SRM system. Okay. There are lot of systems are there. Even though those are the different systems, they are working for the single business purpose, right?
Right.
So based on that one, SAP introduced one concept is called the NetWeaver. Okay,
Okay.
they have placed all these systems within this NetWeaver concept, like this. Okay,
Okay.
I am giving a very simple example.
Yeah.
Here in middle below layer, they have maintained the database. Okay,
Yeah.
here at application layer, They have maintained ECC systems, CRM systems,
or any other system.
SRM systems like this, and they have introduced one more system. Within this BA R3 system, they have introduced business intelligence. So within this business intelligence, they have placed all this BW related content, and also they have put the people interaction systems. People interaction systems like what is the actual web-based interface, that is the EP, enterprise portal systems. Okay, and also conversion systems are there, like BODS we have, PA also, PI.
PI, yes, I've seen that.
Yes,
What is PI
like
stand?
PA initially we called as the process interface. PA means process interface. It will do the conversions. Okay, like this. They have introduced with the, instead of this R3 architecture, they have introduced with the new framework based on the current business requirements. At the time of 2003, the architecture is different, right?
Right.
Now, this concept is entirely changed.
So when we say BW, so then actually we are talking about NetWeaver.
Yes, to SAP is called as the NetWeaver. Entire SAP systems is called as R3 systems. The SAP system is called the R3 system. What kind of architecture SAP, what kind of SAP, that is R, but when a new framework is introduced, that is in NetWeaver.
They call it BW then.
Here?
Yeah, BW and NetWeaver names are used interchangeably, correct?
No, no, no. No. Here, I have different systems, right? I
Right,
have my BW system, PA system, enterprise portal, ECC, my databases.
right.
All these are, and all together, put it in one framework. The framework is for the process the data in smoother way and in processed way
So
to
BW is
process
a
the data. Yes. Part of that NetWeaver. Yes,
BW is
BW is part of NetWeaver framework.
now I understand.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, NetWeaver is the only framework. Now,
To access the BW, we go through the NetWeaver.
yes, NetWeaver, yes, yes. Now the BW system is called as the NetWeaver systems, as it is using the NetWeaver as the framework. Okay,
Okay.
okay. Let me go to this RSA1 transaction code. If you enter this transaction code, I have
Now we are in.
data warehousing workbench. Okay.
Okay.
Here I can see different artifacts like data flows, info provider, info cubes, info sources, data sources, and all these things within
Right.
my model space. Okay.
Okay.
Before going to this one, we need to understand what are the hierarchies. What kind of hierarchy is there. Here my BW system, when I want to go and do my modeling, first of all, I need to create one info package, info area, just like our info package. Okay. The project related stuff, all the artifacts and all the model objects will be there in info area.
Okay.
Okay. Next, I have to create my objects. Once my folder is ready, I need to create my artifacts within the BW. Okay. I have very basic artifact is the info object. Okay. This is
Okay.
the very smallest artifact within the BW, smallest building block within the BW, and very basic building block. Okay.
Okay.
To do the modeling, we need to prepare a lot of building blocks. Only with building blocks only we can achieve this modeling within
Correct.
the BW. Okay. The basic building block is info object. Okay.
Okay.
Within this info object, we have two kinds of info objects. Okay. One is the characteristic and another one is the key figure. How this is differentiate from HANA? Characteristic. It defines the characteristics of the data. Okay.
Okay.
And that means when it comes to the dimension. Okay. When it comes to the HANA, we can call it the dimension. That means the characteristic always shows the master data details. Okay. And for this characteristic, we do tag with the different attributes. So attributes also like the info objects, but these attributes gives the more information about this characteristic.
Yes. The
For
attributes
example,
of the dimension.
yes. For example, I have customer master data, customer master data. I can capture it in character with my prime means cust ID. Okay.
Right.
For this customer master data, I do have certain attributes, right? Like customer name, address. All these things are tagged with this characteristic. So these attributes will give more information regarding this customer ID.
Right.
So here, if I want to build the master data, I need to create info object. Here, info object are two kinds of info objects. One is with the characteristic and one is the attribute. Okay.
Okay. So
Again,
BW also calls it as a master data, or they call something else?
no. These are the normal terminology. Master data is only for the to give the some description on the customer or vendor.
Okay.
The transaction is that is the common words.
Okay.
And I have characteristic info object we have discussed. Again, the info object can be created like the key figure. Okay.
Okay.
When it comes to the key figure will be called as the measure in the
Right.
HANA. So the key figure is used to uh, do the analysis. Okay, that means uh,
Right.
to capture some key figures, I want to do the analysis on that one by using this characteristics. Okay.
Okay.
So this key figure, when it comes to the HANA, it is called as the measure, and it holds the amounts and quantities and any kind of measurable objects. Okay, measurable figures it will hold.
Okay.
Okay, the characteristics only hold the uh, the details of that particular master data. Okay, it will defines the characteristic of that data. Now I have info objects. The very basic component within the BW is info object. For info object, I have two kinds of info objects. One is with the characteristics to hold the master data information, and another one is the key figure to hold the measure kind of information. That means amounts, quantities, currencies, and all these things. Okay. Again, when it comes to the characteristics, again we can use the info object as two ways. One is to shows the primary info object, that is the characteristic, and for that primary info object we to maintain the different attributes, that is the sub info objects of that characteristic. Those are is called the attributes. These attributes will give the more details about that characteristic. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So again, I have this info objects. I can segregate this info objects within the info object catalog when it comes to the modeling part. Okay. So my hierarchy is like, I have info area, my folder, my project folder is there. There, first of all, I need to start with very basic object within the BW. Those are the info objects.
Right.
To create those info objects, I need to again segregate these info objects into the two areas. One is for the key figures, one is for the characteristics. So I need to create the info object catalog to segregate both the info objects. Okay. My first folder is info area. My second folder is info object catalog when it calls into the folder level. Okay. Within this info object catalogs, we can able to create our characteristics and key figures. Okay. These are the basic building blocks. And once my very basic building block is completed, using this basic building block, I can able to create DSO. That is called the data store object. I can able to create the DSO, and also I can able to create the info cube. Okay. Why? Because why we are using this info cube and data store means these are the actual info providers. The actual physical data will hold this both info providers. Okay. When it comes to the DSO, we can do the flat kind of modeling and flat kind of reporting. When it comes to cube, we can do the multi-dimensional reporting. Okay. So that's the reason why the building blocks of this BW is like this. The starting building block is info object. Then we can create our DSO by using this building blocks like characteristics and key figures. Okay, let me give different color for this key figure. Okay, characteristics and key figures. Along with this, the characteristic means the master data, key figure means measure. Along with this, we can create one table, right? The DSO is called as a table kind of structure.
So DSO is what is going to be the source for the cube, or it is going to be
Either we can use for cube, we can create the cube directly on these building blocks. Okay, or else directly we can create the cube using this info objects, or else we can create the cube by using the source of DSO.
So then what is the purpose of DSO?
Yes, yes. Let me explain that one. The purpose of DSO is the data cleansing. Okay. Before
Ah,
go to this data into the queue, I need to do certain operations within my DSO. At that time, I will go to the DSO, then only go to the queue.
got
Okay.
it.
Okay. These are the basic building blocks actually. And once we build this info objects, DSO and info queue, our basic modeling will be completed. That means once we done with this all these objects, we can go ahead with the different virtual kind of
Okay.
building blocks again. Okay. Here all three are the physical kind of building blocks. That means physical all these objects will hold the physical data. When it comes to the virtual cubes and also the multi-providers, these will not hold any data. Okay. For example, I will put to I will have one multi-provider. Okay. This multi-provider is the only logical queue. It will not hold any data. But this multi-provider can interact with the different cubes. Okay. Can interact with the different cubes and place the combined data into the multi-provider logically. Okay.
That's very powerful.
Because yes, this is the logical queue. It will not hold any data. The actual data will be there in within the cubes only. Okay. When it compare this concept within our HANA artifacts, the cube is equal to analytical view, right?
Right.
The multi-provider is equal to calculation view. Within this calculation view, we can join different kinds of analytical views and do our modeling. Like this, in multi-provider, we can join different kind of cubes and get the combined consolidated data into the multi-provider. Okay. When I use this multi-provider within my report internally, it will touch the underlying cubes and get the combined data through this multi-provider and display the data into our reporting layer.
Okay.
This is the one kind of artifact. This is the logical artifact, logical modeling component within the BW system. Okay.
Okay.
And the next one is the data source.
Okay.
The data source is not a modeling artifact, but it is a extraction kind of object. The entire extractions within the BW should happen with this data source only. The data source only can interact with the external systems. Okay,
Okay.
whether you want to extract the data from the flat file, extract data from the SAP system, and also extract data from the different database, only the data source can interact with that interface and get the data into the system and put it in persistent layer. Okay, before going to this data into the actual info object or DSO or info cube. Okay, let me show that flow. For example, I have my systems like this. Okay. Okay, I have my different source systems. All these are the transaction systems. One is with the transaction system, one is with the SQL server, one is with the ECC system. Okay.
Okay.
I want to do my analytical reports based on the BW system. At that time, to access this system's data, I need to build one source system, data source
Right.
based on the source system. And also here we have source systems, right?
Right.
There we have connections established within the source system for the external systems. Based on the source system, we have create our data sources. The data sources, like we need to replicate whatever the structure is there in source system. Same structure we need to replicate here in BW. This is the touching point with the external system. So to interact with the external system, we should prepare with our own kind of structure. For example, I want to access one table from the source system. So my table should also match with that external system table, right? The structure should be same.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So that kind of structuring we will do here in this data source level. Okay. Once we complete with the data source level, we will do our loading part here. Okay.
Okay.
We try to extract this data through the data source. On top of data source, we can create our info packages. The info packages will trigger this data source and get the data from the external system. Okay.
Right.
Once the data is coming from the external system, all this data will be placed in the PSA, persistent staging layer. Okay. Once the data is placed in PSA, based on our transformations, if there are any transformations, one-to-one transformation is there for as a default. If you want any kind of transformations, we can do our transformation here at the transformation layer. Then we can place our data into the actual BW artifacts, physical artifacts. Okay, either it is cube, info object, or DSO. Like this, the flow of data will be happen through the data source from the external system, PSA layer, and then the actual physical cubes. Okay.
Okay. I have two questions.
Yes, yes, please.
Now that means is this that the SAP BW provides us the interface to create the SQL tables and all that, right?
SAP, yes, yes. We
Yes.
have that provision. DB Connect is there, but we need to check that possibilities. Okay. We have that provision, but in our
No.
environment, is it working or not? We need to cross check.
Okay, no, I was saying actually something different. Like
Yes.
I had created, like in HANA, we have the SQL console available, right? And we can write our
Yes.
query. So BW also has the same kind of interface.
No, 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 no. SQL console will not be there.
So how do
Through the
you
systems,
from
yes.
the source?
Yes. Here we have DB Connect.
Okay.
Here we need to establish the connection between our BW system to the SQL server.
Okay.
Then only the interface will happen between this both the applications. If you take this SQL server, what is this SQL server means? The SQL server is database, right?
All right.
But it is BW is not a database. It's a application layer.
Right.
So the SQL coding will not happen here. Why? Because even though if we write this SQL kind of coding, that should be go and push into the database layer only. On which database this application layer is there, the statement should go to that database and hit that database and execute there.
You
Why
mentioned,
we, yes,
you
why
mentioned,
we are,
I'm sorry, I apologize.
no, why we are able to execute the same SQLs in HANA Studio means the HANA is a database as well as the platform. So that's the reason why we are able to do our modeling and we are able to work on database directly.
Okay.
But yes, go
You
ahead.
mentioned in the beginning, you said that in order to interface with the source, bring the data from a source, we need to build the same table structure in
Yes,
BW. So
yes.
my understanding was that we could use these scripts to make those tables, or
No,
the offers another way to do it.
yeah, yeah. Here in BW, we can do the modeling only through this info objects, info cubes, and DSOs. Okay. Whenever I create my info object, for example, I have my info object. Okay. I have created one info object. This is the customer master info object. Okay. Whenever I have created my info object, as it is the application layer, I can able to see the interface like this, right? Whenever I have created info object, internally tables will create at backend. If you see this master data table, it will create at backend. Okay?
Okay, let's wait on that when you actually make some, because that piece, I'm sorry I interrupted you. So you
Yeah, no problem. No,
going to
no
do
problem.
that.
Okay. So here we okay. Here this is the typical architecture. Uh, from this here this is the BW server. The center part is BW server,
Okay.
and below we have extraction layer like we can extract the data from the non-SAP OLTP applications, R3 OLTP application. That means the ECC system.
Right.
Okay, through the extractors. And once the data is flowing through this external systems to the BW through the data sources, first of all it will go to the staging engine. Okay, the
Right.
engine will place this data into the persistent staging area, that is called the PSA. Once that one is done, the data is flow to the next objects, info objects or DSOs or info cubes. Okay, there the data manager will comes into the place. The data manager will take care of all these operations. And also for this info objects, we do have the metadata repository. All info object related information and all info cube related information, and what kind of, for example, if I take this one of the info object, we have seen two kinds of tables are created there, right? P
Right.
table, master table, and all this metadata information will maintain in the metadata repository. Okay. Once I have my data within my info queue, I can do my modeling. I can do my reporting. So
Okay.
the OLAP processor will interact with the Business Explorer. The Business Explorer is the reporting tool for the BW through this OLAP processor. Based on this, whatever the reporting concept we have designed here, what is the query is there, all this information will hit into the OLAP processor. Based on this input, the OLAP processor will start working and get the respective information from the respective cubes and give the output to the reporting. Okay. This is the typical architecture of the BW.
Okay.
Okay. This is the normal. Okay. This is the normal. Okay. In data warehousing workbench, we can do the following functions like modeling, transport connections. That means for the transport the objects from one environment to another environment. For example, I have built this info object, okay, for my project purpose. I want to transport this info object from my development environment to quality environment. At that time, I need to use this transport connection tab, okay. There only I can do my transports, and also I can maintain my documents, and this is the important concept along with this modeling. This is the BA content, okay. Here I can access my predefined SAP delivered predefined content into my BW system with this BA content concept, okay.
Okay.
And also I can do my translations with the languages, and also I can maintain my metadata repository. From that metadata repository, I can access with the different kinds of data. Like, for example, if I search with my InfoQ, from my metadata repository, I can access with this InfoQ what are the objects this InfoQ is using, what are the key figures this InfoQ is using. All this kind of information we can access through the metadata repository. All these are the functional areas within the data warehousing workbench. Okay. This is the description of this modeling.
We already talked.
For this one, we need to use the RSA1 transaction. Okay. And these are all the normal things. Small. Here, if you take this business content provides a pre-configured information models based on metadata. It provides users in the enterprises with, yes.
Okay, I see.
Okay. Okay. These are the normal.
We already talked about them.
Yes, source system definitions. Here we can connect with the source systems like based on our source system kind of things. If I have my SAP system as the ECC system as source system, I connect through this SAP systems. Some cases, my BW system having the source as the another BW system.
Right.
So in that case also we can activate this BW source system and connect that to our BW system with that another BW source system. Okay. And also we have flat files, and also we have database management system, that is the DB connections. Previously we have seen, right? If I want to work on that SQL server, we should go with this connection.
Right.
And also we have external systems, and also we have external systems with respect to the SOAP interfaces. Okay, that means web services.
Okay.
Through web services also we can able to access the external data into the BW system. Okay, this is the source system kind of information. Namespace. Yes. Yeah, previously we have discussed it, right? In one of the table, split table, we have discussed this one. The SAP namespace, when it comes to the BW, there are mainly two namespaces. Okay, in our modeling part, we will see only two naming spaces. Mainly, those are the with the name start with the 0 or the name start with Y or Z. Okay. Or else we can use the any kind of character. Okay. If the name start with the 0, that means that is purely SAP delivered object.
Okay.
Okay. That is the predefined object that is delivered by the SAP business content. Okay, we are using that object and we can build our modeling part. Okay,
Right. Okay.
and also in some cases we need to create our own objects. At that time we can use this naming conventions. From A to Z we can give the first character as the character and remaining the object name. In usual cases, if it is a user defined object, we are going to use the Y or Z. Okay, and also it will also allow to 1 to 9 digits also. We can use this one. And we have third one is the par namespace. This is the partner defined objects. Okay, that means for example, I have brought to SAP system, SAP BW system from the SAP. Okay, I want to define my own kind of names. So SAP can give the own kind of namespaces for the particular customer. Usually this is the concept we are not touching. We didn't get any chance to see this concept. Why? Because at the time of support, SAP can use that namespaces and enter into the systems. At the time of SAP, if I running this SAP system, I'm having some problems. I want the SAP help to resolve that issue. At that time, SAP can enter into the system remotely and check this namespaces and do the necessary corrective actions. Okay, that is called the SAP support. This SAP support we can reach with the OSS messages. As I have brought my SAP system from the SAP, SAP should support that system, right?
Right.
Whenever I have any problem with my BW system, if I found that is related with the product bug, okay, at that time I can reach to the SAP directly through the OSS messages.
Right.
Through the OSS message, I can place my ticket within that OSS message and SAP will respond and they can directly enter into our systems through the remote connections. At that time we need to give our credentials, temporary credentials. Based on the temporary credentials, SAP will enter into the system, do their debugging and do their bug fix. Like that, this SAP product related problems will resolve like that only. Okay. Yeah, this same concept we have discussed.
Right.
Info area, info catalog, and the info object. Importance of info object is these can be uniquely identified with their technical name. Info objects are the smallest available information modules. Okay.
Right.
Info objects are used throughout the system to create structures and tables. These enables information to be modeled in structured form in SAP BW. Okay. So this is the only the building block. Through this building block, we can create the structures and the tables. Internally, it will create the tables also. Whenever I create the info object, it will create a lot of tables internally.
Okay.
Within using this info objects, we can build in, data stores and info cubes. Okay. So this is the very smallest available info model within the BW system. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Deep breath.
The connections. Yeah. Here, if you take this example, here here we can able to see the one structure kind of table. Okay,
Right.
these structures will be data sources
Correct.
because these data sources will interact with the external systems. From that we can load the data to the PSA. From that we can able to place this data into the info objects. Here if you check this info object, we can clearly understand what is the significance of this info object. The same info objects we can use in data source, and same info object we can use in info cube. The same one is will be used in DSO, and the same info object we can define in PSA level. And also we can segregate this info object in 3 layers: attribute, text, and hierarchies. Okay?
Right.
The info objects will play the crucial role within the BW. These are the different kinds of info objects:
Yeah.
characteristics info objects, key figures, unit characteristics, and time characteristics. We will check all these info objects when we do our examples.
Right.
And in BW, now I create my basic objects. My starting point is the info object. Okay.
Right.
Here in BW we have 4 kind of data types. One is the character data type, numeric data type, dash data type, times data type. Only we are using these data types to create our building blocks within the
That's not,
BW system.
that is good. Yes.
Yes. Only 4 data types.
Very good. Yes,
That is the problem again. That is the problem again. Why? Because, for example, you have a transaction system. For example, you have a CRM transaction system.
Right.
You are one of the customer. You want to give the feedback.
Right.
How you can give the feedback? How many lines you can give? If you are angry with the vendor, you can give the lot of lines, right?
Yeah.
If I enter the 200 lines, 300 lines, all this information should capture in BW system for my reporting. But if I define my info object with the character, this character is only 60 characters. That is the limit for the BW.
Oh my God. That is
At
the
that
problem.
time, yes, at that time, to capture the data, I need to create 4 or 5 info objects to capture single kind of string data. I need to capture all this, I need to chunk that data, put all these strings into the 3 or 4 info objects. At the time of reporting, I need to combine all these info objects, place that data into the report layer. That is the problem, one kind of problem.
So,
Here we have limited data types. Yes.
ooh. So they have not increased it. Why did they stop block it at 60?
Yeah. That is why they have stopped up to 60 is like because of the star schema. The star schema need to connect with the different tables, and also to optimize the reporting they have restricted that one. To optimize the loading performance, to optimize the reporting access performance, they have restricted these data types.
That's a good one.
Yeah. And here we have second one is the key figure info object. Here in key figure info objects we have 6 kind of data types. Basically these are the internally depend on these numeric or DATs or character data types, but for info figure creation we can use this one. amount data type, quantity data type, number, integer, and all these things. Okay. Those are the concept of info objects. And tomorrow we will discuss Fahim. Okay. We
Correct.
will do the first modeling part in BW. We will create our info area, info object catalog, and then we will create the info objects. Slowly we will start our modeling on BW also.
Okay. I have to ask you a couple of questions on the HANA that I forgot. When we, if you look at the HANA system, I don't know your connection is there or not. I wanted to show something. And
My ANA system?
yeah, I mean, can you connect to the server?
No, I'm not there in VPN, but I can. You can see this on the systems without connecting this one.
No, no, I wanted to go to SAP HANA to ask you my question.
Okay. I'm not there in VPN. If I connect this VPN, our connection will lost.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Uh, it is loading now, right?
Yes, it will loading, but I will not enter into that systems because I'm not there in VPN.
Okay, all right. Then I can ask you the question. No, you are on there.
I can access this studio, but I will not access into the
You.
content and folders.
So what is this window? So I will be working with this window also?
We are also working on this window. This is old version. If you check this one, you check this, where it is, not this one.
Okay, then if it is old version, then
Yes, what we are using.
I can ask you the question the other way. We can
Yeah.
go tomorrow. On the in the procedure, you remember you showed me how to create procedure
Yes.
in the content part, in the first part, catalog part.
Through the
Script.
SQL we have created that procedure.
Yeah. Yeah. So
And
I had created few procedures
okay.
doing different things. You
Hmm.
mentioned that we can call the procedure from anywhere. So my question is this, can
Hmm.
you call the procedure from the analytical view?
Script-based analytical view. Why? Because we don't have any script-based analytical view. There is no possibility to the calling of this procedures in analytical view, but we can call these procedures in the calculation views.
In the calculate, oh, okay, all right,
Script-based calculation views.
okay. So that means that you can write all of your calculations or something, whatever you want to do there, and then call it from your calculation view.
Yes, yes.
So that will increase the performance or that will decrease the performance?
Uh, that is based on writing, but when when we go for the procedures, uh, if you want to access only the data, we don't want to go for the procedures. Okay.
Okay. I was just
If you
curious.
want to insert, yeah, based on this previous tables data, I want to insert some kind of records into the next table. At that time only we go for these procedures. When we have the rewrite operations are there, at that time we go for these procedures.
Okay.
So always procedures will decrease the performance. Why?
Okay.
Because it will deviate the actual flow of this HANA.
Yeah. So what
Right?
is the purpose that we are creating procedures then?
Some cases, the actual artifacts which has provided by the HANA will not satisfy our requirement. Okay. All
Oh,
modeling we can't do it with these HANA models. Certain cases we should go with our procedure kind of logic.
and then call it in the calculation view.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Then in the same schema, let's use the sales order. There are many options there, column view and triggers and procedures and tables. We have only covered two parts, the procedures and the tables. So we need to cover.
Okay, remaining things, I don't think so. Why? Because we are not using those things. Let us give the overview on this, but
Yeah, overview,
example,
I mean,
yeah,
one or two examples, so that way I can at least create one example, and if you are interviewing me and you ask me, hey, have you worked with the column views over there? And I say, yes, I did, or yeah, this and that. So I can
no,
at
no,
least,
no. Yeah, yeah, okay, okay. The column views are already there. If you create this one of the HANA view internally, the column view created there in column views part.
we
Okay,
will, we will cover it
we
when
can.
you are going to do that. But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
sure,
clear.
sure,
Okay,
sure.
all right.
Yeah,
So
we will see that. Uh, till now, I too also didn't touch most of the folders in that content folder. Let
yes,
us
there
check
are.
that one. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, it's a lot to cover, but I am understanding it and I am following you.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
sure.
all right, you go ahead, eat your dinner, and
Yeah.
in USA we eat dinner normally at 5:30 or 6 o'clock. So
Okay.
in India and Pakistan we eat after like 8 or 7, something like
Yes,
that.
yes, yes.
Go ahead, eat your dinner, my friend. So I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fine.